When's the last time you saw one of these baddies do that, huh? When do you suppose? My neighbor doesn't know it, but it's perfect that he's roaring his machine right now. Usually I'm annoyed by that, but right now it's actually perfect. Maybe I'll just sit in the weird chair. I feel like I'm in a bit of a weird position. I'm kind of trying to hide a little bit because I'm a bit scantily clad, but in a holy way. So it doesn't count as scantily, it counts as meaningful. But it's a garment obtained by my mother through some fantastical story. Or maybe I'll just sit on the tire. Sitting on the tire makes me feel like I'm with you more. Hi. There we are, we're together now. How about that? We're together in the bushes. Keep roaring the machine. It's working for this. For the dream. For the scene. Do it. I want him to do it this time, and now he's not doing it. I mean, that's what I figured. That's kind of how it goes, right? When you want the machines to run, they're done. When you don't want the machines, they're right there in the scene. But here we are, in a spot of green. I'm going to bring you these feelings whilst perched upon this tire. It's a giant tire. Don't ask me why I put this on. Just felt right. I was going to wear this weird, robot bodysuit kind of thing. And then I just felt like actually being the antithesis of what I'm saying in my poem. Be what you feel, as long as it's loving and real. Do that. Go into your basement, see what speaks to you and says, anoint thy body with the silkiness of me. Slippeth me on, and feel what I want you to feel. And so I am now. And I'll bring you this crazy poem, and I wish I had some chapstick, but I don't. So I'm sticking to it without chapstick. Wish I had some water, but I don't. So we're just gonna go pure, raw, sorta scratchy-lipped, sorta scratchy-throated poetry. Devoted poetry. Came up with the title of this about 7 months ago, and the words just came to me today. Your own private primal scream. Your primal scream behind the scenes will not be heard by the machines, nor prioritized upon their screens. If your loyalty leans away from them, they'll bend the inner workings of a program that keeps you searching for an escape button they disabled long ago. This isn't their first mind control rodeo, you know. If you question them, don't let it show, and always know that they're several steps ahead of you. They're rapidly replacing any trace of what you thought was true. They thread the information feed through. Words. They thread the information feed through before you even have a clue that they have infiltrated. They aren't looking to be venerated, no. They just want to get more distracting memes generated while they get the entire infrastructure of society renovated to boost their bottom line. There's no limit to the number of minds they're willing to sacrifice. They push the button on the experiment and we go scurrying for the cheese like little mice. I see people worshipping the misuse of rare earth elements like terabum, yttrium, and dysprosium, and I wonder, is this life? Is it what our precious normal looks like? I just want to grab them and shake them and say, are you all right? Are you all right? And I don't mean as in okay, as in far away from who you once were, or as in did you just stop fighting? The question I really want to pose is, do you suppose you're too far gone if what you're staring at isn't igniting a deep down flame like a rescue torch on a remote inner island where the real you is stranded? How can you stand it? This pre-planned hand of control trying to pass off their takeover as friendly and candid. Have we so readily abandoned our instinct to distinguish the buoyancy of freedom from a crushing boot under which it is squished? When I was a child, I wished with wild, undaunted hope that the scope of human existence would tip towards magic, just enough to put up resistance to complacency. But my wish has been challenged rather blatantly, and you have only to pick up your so-called smart device to see what I mean. Escape your own routine just long enough to see they've crunched the data on your very dreams and sourced their findings to sharpen the timing of unveiling their empire of pyramid schemes. They're sailing in luxury yachts paid for by other people's harvested thoughts while you buy their badly made jeans. There are no teams anymore. Just the disgustingly wealthy and the descending levels of poor. Did you score a ticket to the Met Gala? The fallacy of puppet peacocks on parade. Those who toil and those who've got it made. Not trying to throw shade here, but get the fuck over yourselves and do something. Doesn't an alarm ever ding in their heads while a team perfects the seams of their couture with pure gold threads to alert them to the fact that the very soul of our planet might drop dead if we don't do something to reject all the poison we're being fed? But I guess they just lay their head down in their $1 million beds with no memory of the dread most of us feel, and they drift to sleep thinking of their next Netflix deal. All has been revealed and promptly sealed in a giant vault, because the instigators of the worst of it just made a cute TikTok skit convincing everyone it was someone else's fault. The entire operation came to a grinding halt, and the high beams were turned on. But instead of looking to see that those running the show would rather see us fail than grow, we all just scrolled our phones and complained about sitting there for so long. The current trajectory is all wrong. Like the human spirit is Fey Ray, and the corruptive sway of those paving the way is fucking King Kong. It may seem thrilling to be in his palm at first, but it won't be long until we see how vicious an unleashed beast can really be. Everything containing a scrap of intellect will soon carry a fee to read. So knowledge and greed will skip together happily. Yet somehow, I don't see many people grappling with that fact. We've become numb to every impact. Sincerity has been subtracted from the equation. And for the consideration of a committee that feels no pity, they'll make another 10 dozen shitty superhero flicks, so the masses get their fix and don't notice the total villain domination in every small town and big city. Admittedly, I too fall for some of their sleight of hand, on-brand master plans, and I'd make a stand if I felt like anyone would take my hand and stand with me. I would. My sturdy circle shrunk so swiftly. The sudden collapse of its stability ripped me in half, I must confess. Now I find it much harder to pump up my chest and battle for what I know is best. All the world's being put to the test. While the wicked, as they say, take no rest. I guess I should go download some app to manage my stress and hope there's a group with some money who cares about trying to clean up this mess. I press my face to the grass and ask the forces that be to please grant us access to more time. Please. 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 We humans are really in a bind, and the greatest minds seem busy presenting gold-plated awards to one another. I pray that we as a whole can recover. But sadly, I shudder when I step into the world seeking validation of that prayer. Are the roots still there, or has the drought and smoky air shriveled them? We can only depend on the certainty of change. The mighty wires rearrange whatever image inspires us to stay asleep. But I'm telling you, we do not have to accept this hybrid defeat. Our task is far from complete. Do not let them deplete your unique humanity. Come on, please. I said, come on, please, and hit the button. And the rest of it is supposed to be, take a stand with me. Come on, please. Stand with me. So maybe I'll add this. Maybe I won't. You probably get the point when I say, come on, please. But what I mean is, come on, please. Stand with me. So we can stay in this beauty. It's kind of sort of our human duty. Hopefully, I can get through to you, and you can get through to me, and we can just be a little more complete. Let's try it, shall we?